Hey, this is Dave Espino with davidespino.com, and I want to talk a little bit about the steel penny, or I called it the zinc penny in the other video. This is part 2 of this series on this particular penny that's up for auction right now. It's currently at $16,000, and I know it's going to go quite a bit higher than that, but I found some really interesting information about it, so I thought I'd share it with you here, because this is really a cool story. It says, due to wartime needs of copper for use in ammunition and other military equipment during World War II, including windings for massive uranium gas separation magnets as part of the Manhattan Project, which we know is the atomic bomb, the United States Mint researched various ways to limit dependence and meet conservation goals on copper usage. After trying out several substitutes, ranging from other metals to plastics, to replace the then standard bronze alloy, the 1-cent coin was minted in zinc-coated steel. It was struck at all three mints, the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint, and coins from the latter two sites have respectively a letter D or letter S mint marks below the date. However, problems began to arise from the mintage. Freshly minted, they were often mistaken for dimes. Magnets in vending machines, which took copper pennies, placed to pick up steel slugs, also picked up the legitimate steel cents. Because the galvanization process didn't cover the edges of the coins, sweat would quickly rust the metal. After public outcry, the mint developed a process whereby salvaged brass shell casings were augmented with pure copper to produce an alloy close to the 1941-1942 composition. This was used for 1944 through 1946 dated cents, after which the pre-war composition was resumed. Although they continued to circulate in the 60s, the mint collected large numbers of the 1943 cents and destroyed them. The steel cent is the only regular issue United States coin that can be picked up with a magnet. Isn't that cool? The steel cent was also the only coin issued by the United States for circulation that does not contain any copper. Even U.S. gold coins at various times contained from slightly over 2% copper to an eventual standard 10% copper. So it says, right behind the 1955 double die cent, the 1943 copper cent is one of the notable rarities of the Lincoln cent series. An estimated 40 examples are believed to have been struck. Can you imagine there's only 40 of these that are believed to be known to have been made, with 12 that are confirmed to exist. The error occurred when copper planchets were left in the press hopper and press machines during the changeover from copper to steel blanks. Examples were discovered after the war, with the first two in 1947 and another in 1958. An example was first sold in 1958 for $40,000. One mint condition specimen sold for over $200,000 in 2004, and many people have counterfeited the coin by either copper plating normal 1943 cents, sometimes as novelties with no intent to defraud, or altering cents from the period, usually 1945 to 1948 or 1949 dated coins. So that's very interesting, because now it shows that there is a copper version of the 1943 penny, and that there are only 12 to exist. So imagine how rare that is. But anyway, getting back to this steel penny that we looked at, the steel penny has to be extremely rare, especially in the condition that it is in, the one that's on eBay, because the one that's on eBay is in amazing condition, and as you can see from what we read, that it was difficult to keep these in good condition because even the sweat from people's hands would damage the finish of the edges and so on. So I wanted to put that in there because I think it's interesting to see a little bit of the history. This particular penny apparently has a lot of history and a lot of things going on with it. So we'll be looking forward to seeing these auctions as they close, and I'll be back with some videos on that when we get to the end of the auction. So I'll see you then.